Okay, so this is the Excel exam for the ECDL. Similar to the others, I'm just going to take you through all the tabs and anything else you need to know. So first off, once again, in your options here, if you need to change your name, it's in general and there. Okay. Again, much the same as the others, you've got the little arrows at the bottom here which open up a dialog box specifically for that area. So you've got the clipboard here, you've got the font, you've got alignment, you've got number, styles, cells on this one. Hide the ribbon, you just click this button here. Okay. And these give you the auto hide and show whatever you want to do with the tabs. So on the home tab we have our stuff to do with our font. So we've got sizes, our formatting, we've got cell borders. So if I open up a new one, there we go. Now cell borders, if we select some here, you've got a whole choice of, so if it says apply all borders, it's that. If it then wants you to apply a thick outside border, it's that, and that gives you the larger thing. If you then go into here, you've got number, alignment, font, borders, fill, which is the interior of the cells. Okay, so one of the things it might ask you to do is to take a number and make it have no decimal places. So the way you get to that, so if we put some numbers in here, by the way, if you need to drag a series down, just put the first number in. In fact, that's going to repeat. So put 2, 3, get the first highlight over those. It recognizes a series then, and you can drag down. Okay, that's that. I'm just going to change the formatting for those cells to be the same as the others. I'm just going to do that. So you've got your number list. It can do several things with this. It might ask you to format these. So you can do that one. Decimal places are here. Percentages here. Number types are there. If it doesn't give you the answer you want, right click, format the cell. Comes up to general. A number, you can then set how many decimal places you want. Again, you can use these two up here. So that takes away any decimal places, that adds decimal places. You can make it currency and you can have a leading symbol. It might say to you take the leading symbol off and just do that. Percentage, you might want to take the decimal places on or off, whichever you want to do. Okay, and then you click OK. So we'll make a percentage. So it's 100% for 2 decimal places. To take them off, you just take that down like that, or you can add on as many decimal places as you want. Okay, there we go. And then if you want to copy that formatting across, you just click on that, hit the format painter and drag on the other numbers. That will make those go into percentage as well. Okay, so that's borders. Size of font is there, color of the fill, font color. Then you've got your left, center, right aligns. Then you've got your position in the cell, slightly different. So if we get all the cells and I make them slightly fatter and slightly wider, that was a bit too much. Okay, so now if I want to put that number so it sits in the middle of the cell, I need to hit that there and that there. So that, again, you can do the format painter, paint down the rest of the numbers. So those are now sat in the dead center of the cell. So if you click in that, it'll show you where you've got them. That indents, you very won't have to use that. You won't use that. If you want to merge cells, you can merge several cells together and just hit merge and center, and that blocks all the cells together and maintains that formatting for the position. If you do it with 2 cells that have got values in, it'll give you a warning. It'll tell you, do you want to keep only the top left one? So yes, so it just keeps the 200%. I'm not going to bother with that. Inserting cells. This will put a cell in before, so it'll put one in there. So you go insert. So that's now put another cell in there. If I want to insert that way, and it moves them across and puts a row in there. Again, deleting is fair enough. You just highlight the row and do that. It might ask you to filter some data. So if you've got this data here, select it. You might sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest. I'll just get rid of this because that is messing that up. It's got a merge cell. Right, let's try again. So we'll get those. Sort filter largest, so it swaps them round, and then you can do smallest or you can filter. Doing that, you can then choose what you want to produce in there. Okay. I'll just undo that. Right. Okay. Next thing, insert. There's tables, which you've got tables anyway, so we won't ask you to do that. I might ask you to insert a chart of some data. So if you put in here Smith, Fred, George, Alan, Becky, grab the data, recommended charts, and it shows you what it's going to produce here. Okay, so that'll do fine. That's a hierarchical chart moving down. Thing to remember with this is you can change the title in there. Okay. Down here, you're going to need to change the data here to change the data in that. Okay, so you have to change the, so it changes, when you change that, it changes the column there. Same with this, if you want to change that, it changes this. If you want to show data labels, just highlight that, right click, add data labels, and that puts the percentage on top of each column. Okay, to the background, you would right click and you would format the chart area. On this version it does this, it actually brings up, it'll bring you up in a dialog box, and you've got the fill here, so you go solid fill, color of your choice, that's fine. You can change the transparency to suit what you want. This makes the color less, so it makes the figures easier to read. If you do that there, you've got borders, so you can change your borders in there. Okay, make it nice and neat with rounded borders if you want to. Text options, it gives you the text options in there, but that's about all they're going to ask you to do with the table. Okay, copying and pasting into other sheets. So to create a new sheet, so we call it sheet 1. As soon as you hit the cross, you get sheet 2. You can rename it by double clicking it, so that could be another sheet. Just hit enter or click off it, and then if you want to move the position, all you do is just drag. So if it says you move that sheet to the right of the other sheet, wait till the black arrow is there and do that. If it asks you to copy, just hold the control key, drag it up till it goes to a plus, let go of the mouse, and it produces another exact copy. So if I copy sheet 1, if I hold the control key and drag, in fact that's going to get me copies of both. Right, now if I hold the control key and drag and let go, now I've got an exact copy, and I can move those around wherever I want them. Okay, so it asks you to copy, that's how you do it. Other than that, you can right click, move or copy, click on the sheet you want, create a copy, and click OK. And it just gives you a bracket showing that sheet 1, that's the third version of it, that's the second version of it, and that's the original. Okay. Another thing they're going to ask is about the header and footer. So go into insert, click on the header and footer, and you can put your headers and footers in there. Okay, you have 3 blocks, you notice. On one, it might ask you to remove the word from the header, and there'll be a word typed in there. So all you do is just highlight it and get rid of it. Okay, and then you go to the footer here, and there might be stuff in there. You can add the footer to there. You can add in number of pages. You can add in number of pages, current date, current time, and then once you finish with that, okay, that's that done. And then, so once you finish doing your header and footer, just go to View and click back on Normal Page, and that puts it back to where you were before. You might find you have your lines here. The lines, when you go to Page Break View, one thing they'll ask you to do is to click on that there and make that print on one page. So you get that there and drag that across until it drops on the other line, and that becomes page 1. And you might have another one there. You drop that down so it's on one page only. Okay. So that's all you have to do for that. Page layout. Got your themes, your colors, your fonts. Margins are in here, so you can set your margins. If it asks for a specific type margin, go to Custom. You can set your margins in there. Also, you can do in your header footer in there as well. And you can do anything with the sheet in there, okay? So you can print the grid lines, black and white draft quality. So anything to do with page layout or the page itself is in there, okay? And then you can go into there and see the page preview, which is the same exactly as going to print. So if I go to File and Print, that also shows me the preview. That's where you'd see the preview, and it shows you the page numbers. You can flick through the pages there. Okay, so then on View we go back. That's a page break view. So to ask you to change the view, that's page break, and then you drag your line. So if the line sits there and the line sits there, I thought I'd made it smaller now. You drag these blue lines down, so it's like so. And you go back and you can see that's what's going to be printed on one page. It shows you the line there. Let's have a look back here again. You've got a print area. I'm going to ask you that. Formulas. They might ask you to come in here. If you need to show your formulas, you click on that button there. Okay, so the other stuff they might ask you is some simple sums. So we'll just go into that one, change that to number. That's fine. So they might say to you, you'll have a list of numbers like that, and they will ask you to either add those up. So you can use your auto sum, which is this symbol here. Click on auto sum, and it will automatically try and guess. If it's not right, if it's only for some reason, if there's a gap or something, it's only guessed some of those. That's not a problem. Just get that and drag it up to the top so it covers the numbers you want. Hit the enter key, and that will give you a total there. Okay. It might ask you to, so that'll be the total. The next one down might be the average. So to find the average, all you do in here is a function. So you get equals, average should be in there. If you can't find it most recently, there it is. Click on average, and then click on that and drag over your column, and that'll be fine. Click OK, and that'll give you the average number. Count is exactly the same. The other way of doing it is to go into here and you click on FX. There's count, click OK. Once again, you just drag over the numbers you're going to use and click OK. So if I need to move that across to there, call that count. Okay. So when they ask you to do a function, there's this symbol here. So you look into there and you look for your most, you've got count, average, if, max, sum. Those are the ones you use more often than not. If they're not in there, you can look in the all, and it gives them all and they're all by alphabetical order, but you should find them in the most recent use because those are the ones people use more than anything else. You can type your formulas in by hand. So here you can go equals sum. As soon as it brings the word up, just tab, and then you can go, I want that cell multiplied by that cell, enter, and that will work out what that cell is by that cell. So it's equals sum C4 times C11. So it doesn't actually say, so C4 is 15, it doesn't say 15 times 8, because if that changes to 22, my formula updates because it references the cells, not the actual numbers. Right, the other things they'll ask you to do is to print. So you go into File, Print, and that's where you see the preview. They might ask you to drop the green arrow showing you how many copies, or where you choose what you're printing, whether it be an active sheet, the entire workbook, or the selection you've got, orientation, etc. And they get you to drop a green arrow on there. They might ask you to save this into the Z drive. So you click on, and you'll come up with two options. You'll have a T and a Z very likely, and in there then you would, that's your name for the file. So you put the file name in there, or the file name they ask you to put in. They might ask you to save that out as a template or a CSV file. Okay, so CSV comma delimited. They might ask you to save it out as a PDS. They might ask you to save it out as an open spreadsheet or 97. So any of the options they ask for are going to be in there. So if they ask for a type, this is where you look in this box here, the save as type. And then you click save into the Z drive. Same as if you were to go to open, you just go into here, into open, and then go and find your Z drive, which will be down here somewhere. Click into Z drive and open up the files they want you to open up. Okay, so one of the last things they might ask you to do is, if there is a certain value in one cell, to display something in a different one. Okay, so what you do for this, we'll put a value in here and we'll put in 25. Okay, we'll just format that so it sits in the middle like so. Okay, and in here I'm going to put a function in. Again, you can start with equals if you want, but I'm going to do this, and I want an if function, because I'm going to say if this cell, so in here, so the logical test is this cell. That means the cell that you're going to look at. So I'm going to look into there. If that cell is, and this would be smaller than 25, if it's true, put yes. If it's false, put no. Okay. And if you click OK, so if that's 25, if it's 26, if it's 23, 25. So you can see what it's saying is, if the value in that cell there, and this one is less than 25, put no. It might ask you just for the one argument, so it'll probably just do this. You won't bother putting in the second argument, and you'd have false. So if it was 23, so what that says, if I4, the value of I4 is less than 25, then give yes. It might say no, in which case you just change that to no. Okay, I'll just go over that once more. So we'll have a value in here, 121. I'll just make it so it's easy for you to see. Okay, and in here I'm going to go function. I'm going to choose if. Click OK. My logical test is the cell I'm looking at, which is that one. And I'm going to say in that cell there, if it is larger than 121. Then put yes. Well, that's going to give false because I haven't put a no option in there. But if that was less than 121, so if I put in 114, I'm going to get a yes. Okay, so it's as simple as that. It's just click on the function if, click on the cell you're looking at, make it either larger or smaller than whatever the value is, and then give the whatever response they want to give in that cell there. Okay.